Hey, it's Kev from Blender Binge. In this quick video, I want to show you how to add HDRI images to your scene, okay? High dynamic range images to light your scene or add reflections. It's a really quick, fast way to add realistic lighting in cycles. Ready? Let's go. So you'll notice the first thing I have here is I just put a floor in and I have Suzanne. And nothing has a shader on it. Everything is just gray. Alright? And if I went in here and I hit rendered, you'd see that I just get the gray. Okay, my scene is being lit by this gray background and lamp. And if I go in and delete lamp, because I don't like lamp, I just have this gray background lighting Suzanne. And that background can be found here under the world. So if you click on this world icon, you see here, here's the color that's lighting Suzanne. If I changed this to any color, you'd see that it changes the whole scene, right? So what I'm going to do to add HDR really fast is I'm going to hit this little button here called Use Nodes. And you see nothing happens, okay? This node area is for our materials. So what we have to do is we have to change it from Object to World. And you see the little world matches the world here. Okay, that's how you know, world. And now you see that you have the world output and you have background. So we're going to take an HDR and we're going to plug it into the color. So the fastest way to do that is to just go here to color, hit this little button here, and say image texture. And now because there's no image on here, it defaults to magenta. So I'm going to go and grab an HDR image that I found online. So I'm going to hit open and I'll just edit it. Okay, so I have one here, it's very common, called Glass Passage. I'm going to open it. Takes a little while. Okay, and now you see that the HDR is actually lighting my scene. But it's not mapped correctly, okay? It's just throwing off this big white kind of light. So to map it correctly, I'm going to go in over here, or I can go to here to vector, and I can just say under texture coordinate, I can just say generated. Alright? Doesn't really matter right now, but I'm just going to say generated. And I can always go here and switch this from generated to normal, or to UV, or to camera, or object, or window, or anything. And I get this repeating pattern here. But right now, what's happening is my scene is being lit by the data in this image. Okay, this image is strictly a 360-degree shot taken by a camera at multiple exposures that captures all this lighting data into a 32-bit image that allows it to cast light onto my object. Alright? So I'm going to pause the video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add in here, I'm going to Shift A, and I'm going to add in under vector, I'm going to add in a mapping node, and I'm gonna pause the video and I'm gonna set up this HDR map to look correct, and then I'll show you what I did. Okay, so I've gone ahead and just kind of messed with these numbers for this specific scene and where my camera is, and kind of got it sort of matched up to where I want it for this specific video. Okay, so now if I move around, you can see that the lighting here is directly affecting Suzanne. So if I were to throw some shaders on her, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and put a shader on her. And I'll give her a principled shader. Alright, so now if I go to my object with her selected, I will make her kind of metallic, and you'll be able to see you'll be able to see that she's reflecting the environment around her. Okay, so it's a way of realistically lighting your scene by using realistic images. And if you were to render this, okay, you were going to go here and render. I'll hit render, and I'll pause it while it renders. Okay, so this rendered, and you can see it rendered with the backdrop in it. So a lot of times you're probably not going to want to use this as the backdrop. You'll just use this for reflections and lighting information. So you always want to make sure that you go over to your render tab and go down here under film and say transparent. Now when you render this, and I'll pause it while it renders, okay, you now have the backdrop is gone, so that you can composite it over whatever you want. And you can see here that if I hit alpha, okay, when you save that image, you'll be able to use this in compositing. So you'll be able to bring it into Photoshop or After Effects or Nuke or whatever else you're using and just composite. So say you wanted to change that, okay, you wanted to change the HDR image. And let me turn off transparent again so we can see it in our render. It's just a matter of going here and changing your image. So you could go say open image, and I have another one called Tokyo Big Sight. Alright, and see, now I'm getting this nighttime, cool nighttime lighting, and it looks like our object actually belongs in this environment. For more or less. I mean, I would need to tweak the shaders and stuff to get it to really work, but you see that I'm getting this lighting now. And I can go ahead and I can rotate this around. Okay, I could change the rotation. I just kind of found the correct rotation for this, but you can really, you know, you start changing the lighting, changing where it's coming from. Alright, I'm getting seasick watching that. But it's taking the lighting information from the backdrop and using it to light your object. And it's also giving it the reflections. And that's basically how to use HDR in a nutshell in about 5 minutes. Okay, so if you got something out of this video, like and subscribe it, hit that little bell notification, and I'll keep making more. Alright, thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.